is I got to go either one way or the other. That if I keep doing it the way I've been doing it, then I'm going to be going nowhere. And then you ask yourself, well, what's the purpose of coming this far? What was the purpose of coming this far? What was the purpose of this? And the Course in Miracles says, well, the purpose was for you to decide which branch you're going to take right now. You were brought this far so that you could finally make a decision to do something different. You've come this far in this relationship that you feel like you reached your limit in so that you could decide now to do something different. If in your spiritual development, you've come to this branch in the road because it's now time for you to decide whether you're going to do something different. If the way that you deal with your life in any form or fashion, if you're at the block, then you're at the place where you see the whole purpose of coming this far. The whole purpose of coming this far was for you to decide which way you want to go right now. And I love this. It says, and this is the hard part for me. It says, the way you came no longer matters. You're at the branch, but all the stuff you went through to get to the branch, it's no longer important now. So you can, what is that? That's short for your story.
Right.
Okay. Your story that brought you to this room in this moment, in this time, I don't care what your background is, what you've learned, your religious beliefs, whether you think I'm crazy, whatever you're thinking right now, I don't really care. It really, what you think about me is none of my business. I don't really care. If I send somebody an email and they say, hey, it don't work for them, they don't want to subscribe, I say, please unsubscribe. I don't care. It's okay. Freedom means you're free. That means you're free to choose into this and you're free to choose out of it, and you understand either way you go. What's the worst thing that could happen? I just end up with a group of people who look forward to what I share with them. It's horrible. It's like when somebody get mad at me and they gonna leave me and leave my life if I don't do what they want me to do. It's like, okay, a person don't like me the way that I am is getting upset with me and giving me a hard time. It's threatening to leave me if I don't try to make them stay. You don't really appreciate me, and I'm supposed to work really hard to keep you here. And that used to make sense to me, and I used to fight for it, and I used to do it, and I used to, oh, please, 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 don't leave me, stay with me, It's like, I feel my feelings, and if I think it would be a feeling of loss, I admit to myself that I believe it would be a feeling of loss, but my higher mind tells me that it is a blessing. Every time my real self says, I know, feel your feelings, don't pretend you don't feel your feelings, it's okay to feel the feeling of loss, but I don't know how to break it to you, but I swear something better is coming. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good you're going to forget about them. What? You're going to forget them. If somebody called you back after you broke up with them just because they didn't find somebody that they enjoyed more than you. If they found somebody they enjoyed more than you, they wouldn't be calling you back. They'd be just enjoying them. That's the only time you think about going back to the person you were with before is when something else better hasn't shown up. So happiness is the best revenge. Always. You're being joyful and enjoying yourself is the best way to handle anything. There are more people than you can ever get around to in a lifetime that could care about you and love you and appreciate you. But I hate myself, so therefore I'm not going to pay any attention to them. I'm with the person that doesn't want me. Bang! Oh, y'all know that feeling of rejection? That juicy rejection feeling. Anybody ever had that feeling?
Oh, hell.
Where you just pine away and you just want it and it's not there. And, you better keep that feeling going.
Yeah.
That's why in a relationship it's good to give yourself some space every now and then. So that you have a chance to appreciate each other. Not become ordinary to each other. I love how people want to take very exciting relationships and make them as mundane as they can, as fast as they can. It always amazes me. It's like it's all exciting. So let's construct this in such a way that we can make it happen all the time. It's like the reason why it's happening now is because it don't happen all the time. That's why you're excited to see each other right now, because it doesn't happen all the time. When you're smart, you make sure it doesn't happen all the time. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, too much, doesn't it? Yes. Yeah. So if you've come to the place where you're at the branch of the road and you got to decide on another way, and you realize that the way you got here no longer matters, that means the way you got here can no longer serve you. So nothing you've done up to this point can serve you. Nothing you've done up to this point can serve you. But everything you've gone through up to this point was to bring you to the point that you're going to make a new choice. Now, no one who reaches this far can make the wrong decision. I love that. No one who reaches this far can make the wrong decision. You can't make the wrong decision, but you can delay. Okay? You can't make the wrong decision right now, but you can delay right now. And then the chorus says, and there's no part of the journey that seems more hopeless and futile than standing where the road branches and not deciding which way to go. So there's nothing more frustrating than being at the branch of the road and not making a decision about which way you're going to go. There aren't but two ways to go: love or fear, truth or illusion, willingness or resistance. Those are the only two directions you always choose, no matter what. You're either choosing for peace or you're choosing for conflict. You're either choosing for love or you're choosing for fear. Whatever you're going through right now, the point of it, Earl, was to bring you to the point that you would choose for love and that you would choose for peace instead of choosing for fear in this situation. And if you feel really, really helpless right now and things feel futile right now, it's because you're not making a decision about how you're going to treat yourself, and you're not making a decision about which way to go, and you're not making a decision about what you really want. And that's why it's hopeless, and that's why it's futile, and that's why you're upset. It's because you won't make up your mind.
Yeah.
Amen.
Wow.
Now, the hardest steps for you to take along the right way are the first few steps. So the hardest part is the beginning. 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 Okay, so the first few steps along the right way seem hard, but you've chosen. You have chosen. He says, although you may still think you can go back and make the other choice, you actually have chosen. You've chosen because you're already in a place that's telling you that you got the power to choose, that you've come this far because now you're ready for something different. In other words, you wouldn't even be sitting here hearing this unless you had already chosen to hear something different. That's why you're sitting here. So you actually are seeing the result of a decision you've already made, not a decision you're getting ready to make.
Good.
Right? And so the chorus says that you may think you can make the other choice. This is a choice made with the power of God to uphold it cannot be undone. A choice made with the power of heaven, the power of love cannot be undone. So you make the choice to experience love. You make the choice to experience peace in your life. You make the choice to experience a change. You ask Spirit to uphold that choice. Sorry, you can't change your mind. So once you decide with God, once you decide with the universe, Spirit, whatever name you need, it's saying, I'm sorry, you can't change your mind the once you decided to know the truth. The ones you truly decided to know joy. And the ones you truly decided to know your abundance and your happiness. Sorry, you can't change your mind. The power of heaven is upholding the decision for you to know that which your Creator has already willed that you have anyway.
All right, all right.
All right? So your process is to continue to get the thoughts in your mind and the feelings in your mind out of the way that keep you from realizing that. Your function is to undo. I'm running low on time, Chris. I got about 5 minutes to get out of here, okay? Which I'm not going to pull off. So it's going to be at least 5 more minutes. But you can ask me later. Your way is decided. So if you were like in a talk, there's only 1 or 2 points that a person needs to try to walk away with. And the point that I would suggest walking away with today is that your way has been decided. Your way has been decided, and that means there's nothing you won't be told if you acknowledge this. And that's the point of what I wanted to make today. If you walk out here today and you say your way has been decided, and it's been decided that you're going to know your love, know your joy, know your peace, then it says then there's nothing you will not be told. Because you can't tell a child something that's not ready to hear it. And so unless you are willing to decide that you side with the idea of your own happiness and that way has been decided, but you don't know how to do it, that way has been decided, but you don't know how to give yourself constant joy. You don't know how to give yourself constant peace. You don't know how to give yourself constant love. He says we know how to give ourselves temporary peace, temporary love, but we don't know anything about constant, permanent love. So the first thing to understand is that real love is not something you can make up and give yourself. There's no such thing as making love. There is a such thing as allowing it, permitting it, being open to it, but you can't make love. You only can make fear. That's what you should say. Baby, can I make fear with you tonight? You know what I'm saying? I need some good juicy fear with you, honey. How do you know it's fear? Because you want to kill them if you think they're going to do it with somebody else. That's fear. You think you're going to lose your specialness and your love and your value and who you really are. That's fear. You're making fear. But can it be transformed to love? Can it become a point that you allow love to come through? Yes, the once you decide that your way has been decided. So that's what I want to conclude on right now. It's for you to leave here today saying that My way is decided. My way is decided. My way is decided. That's the affirmation for this week. My way has been, it's decided. It's already, I have decided, I am agreeing with the idea of my joy, and now I will be told everything I need to know. That's what happened with Mike. I was told everything I needed to know the once I decided for peace. When I had not decided for peace, then I wasn't getting a phone call. So if you want to get the answer to the situation you think you're going through right now, ask for peace first. Then you will be told what you need to know. Would you acknowledge yourself for hearing this much of me? Come on, give it up. Give it up for you. Can I have a little for me, please? I got an ego too. It needs to know. I appreciate it. Y'all love me. Y'all appreciate me. All right, we're gonna do the offering, and then I got one quick thing I want to do before you go out into the lab. Da-da-da-da. So I'm just another example of the same pattern. That's all. But if you have to believe and let the compliments affect you, then you have to if you let the criticism affect you, then you have to let the compliments affect you. That's the only problem about the compliments. It's like if I get really caught up in compliments, then I got to get caught up in the criticisms too. So I just have to feel like I'm doing the best that I can, as sincerely as I can. Period. Regardless of how anybody receives what I'm doing, I have to feel good about myself. And then guess what? My world reflects how I feel about me. Really, it's interesting. My world is always reflecting how I feel about me. Wow.
That's deep.
Yeah. And I'm going through that stage of my own spiritual development, which is a very powerful, important stage that you have to go through that most people try to avoid, which is when you do shadow work and you look at your own hidden guilt and fears and anxieties and self-hatred so that you can look at it with love and allow it to dissipate. Most people want to leap over that stage. They don't want to actually look at their stuff and see how it's their own thoughts that's creating it. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to do it. Sooner or later, you have to look at your whole self with compassion. Every part of yourself, every thought that you have with compassion. Not judgment, not analyzation, but compassion. So the thought for today is, my way is decided. So we're going to do a 1 minute, my way is decided chant.
Okay.
Those who want to do it. Some people just want to listen, that's great. Some people don't feel like saying something out loud. I go to places sometimes and I don't feel like doing that. And so you don't have to. All right? Just let yourself, but those who feel like it, put some juice in it. Is that cool? Okay.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, ready, go. My way is decided. My way is decided. My way is decided. My way, now take a breath and go. My way is decided. What? My way is it love? My way is decided. Love, my way is decided. Abundance, my way is decided. Freedom, my way is decided. Health, my way is decided. Fun, my way is decided. So if you need sharp loving, your way has been decided. If you need good loving that never lets you down, you love yourself and stop messing around. Look deep within yourself and appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Arriba.
Okay.
I love me. Say it. I love me. That's it. I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me. Scream it out. I love me. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming, Holy God. Hugs are available. You're going out into the lab. Remember, when you decide your way is decided, everything you need, you will be told, you will be shown. That's the condition.
Yes.
Okay? All right. I love hugs.
Patrick.